Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video, and today we are back in Astro Colony. So, made a couple of changes. I put a mesh cage around the astronaut area because I've started getting meteor strikes, which are leaving little holes and knocking holes in things. And I just wanted to see if we could just save our astronaut's life. We've only got one of them. I don't really want to kill him quite yet. Regarding the 3 planetoids, I've got the other planetoid and bolted it on. So this planetoid, I've managed to completely and totally remove all of its normal resources from it. So that's just open now, just to be harvested for stuff like stone, like here. That's stone, and that's going to be quartz. However, one of the things, speaking of quartz, one of the bits we unlocked in the last episode was our mate the sawmill. And one of the options you can have with a sawmill is you can turn dirt into quartz. So really, what we need from these planetoids now is going to be realistically dirt to turn into quartz, and stone to turn into our stone plates. And we can turn the stone plates then into concrete in our smelters, or the advanced smelter anyway. And that's 2 stone plates into concrete. And obviously we can turn the wood logs into wooden planks. So yeah, I've been chugging away at that. I mean, I've still got quite a bit of dirt left in here. I've still got 62,000 dirt left, and so obviously at the moment we're using quartz mostly for turning into hydrotonic for our single astronaut. So I've got about 1,900 there and 2,000 odd there. So our astronaut should be all right for a good few days. And I've also added in a splitter onto here so that the stone blocks that are coming from our mate the sawmill are then coming back into our smelter to then come out as some bags of concrete, which should be popping out relatively shortly. There it is. It's just queued up behind everything else that's sending it out. There we go, that was our bag of concrete. Oh, it's not transferring our bags of concrete around. Well, they are getting back in, but I think they're having to go out and go along here and then come back out on that return path. Because these don't do anything with concrete. So the concrete just gets spat back out and through this and then into our little chamber, because we have a fair amount of concrete already. So as you see, we had 30,000 chunks of stone, so I've already got a load of stone off of those planetoids, so that's good. We also unlocked the larger thrusters as well. So these are the plasma thrusters, and they will move you a lot faster than the little thrusters do, as you can see by the difference in size of the damn things. So if I put that next to our old thruster, you can see the difference in size between them. You know, sort of baby and big mummy or daddy set of thrusters. So those have been put in there. I've also been playing about, obviously, with our tubing system for. Oh yeah, I've just remembered. I've added in to our water supply as well, just because I wanted to make sure we had lots of spare water. So we've got 8,500 water, which means we've got an absolute metric ton and a half of oxygen tanks, so we've got about 33,000 of those, so that's just chugs away and keeps creating. So we're going to have our oxygen bubbles probably until between here and the end of eternity. Sorry for the fizzing noise, that's when you get close to these electrical cables. I've put a farm in, but the problem with the farm is I don't have either wheat or trees to put in. We apparently have to find the tree, which we currently don't have, so we'll come back to that at a later date. And I started playing about with these conveyor joints. So you can have a conveyor come in this side, and then that will then output to one of our tubes. And so I've been adding those in on here with the opposite conveyor joint, and that outputs onto the conveyors that are part of the dock system here. I didn't want to route everything around at the moment, just because I think I want to redesign a lot of this, but I haven't really got around to it yet. So at the moment they're just going into this box to buffer, and then into here, but the conveyor joint actually does have quite a large inventory, so this really isn't needed. I might actually take it away. But as it was already in place, and once this planetoid's empty anyway, I'm just going to delete all those mining units out and some of that other conveyor joints from that side, because they're on the other side of the dock and they'll be lost when we disconnect. But yeah, I'm maybe I'll take that away from whatever finalised design, and did the same thing over this side. Where these are also, so it looks like a little bit of a odd game of mousetrap, but I found if you put these another pipe next to these, they all get and try and intertwine with each other, and it screws the pathing up. So what I've had to do is have one conveyor joint going this way, the other conveyor joint going over there, so there's a separation. I didn't end up getting anything going into this conveyor joint, because when I put down this mining machine, I realised I'd screwed up, and the output actually is, whichever way round it is, there it is. The output is there. So I couldn't get a conveyor in there. So that's something to think about when I put these down in the future, that I make sure I leave an exit point available, and that'll work for there. I've still got my middle floor. I haven't done anything with this as yet. I do want to review this at some point, but I just haven't got round to it. I've been too busy mucking about and learning some more about how the general mechanics works. But I've also as well done a little bit of playing around up on this floor. Oh, hello. We've lost an item. We've lost a unit. Oh, there's our service droid that's stuck. Yeah, my service droids have got themselves stuck. That's annoying. Because they're all up here, and they should really be down there. They've all got themselves stuck up here. And here we go, is a classic example of what those meteor strikes are doing. So I've lost 2 of my automated asteroid catchers, and I have lost my, what were you? You were a constructor, I think you were. Where was that electric point? You were over that side, weren't you? There we go. That was what was there, and I need to make sure I just turn everything on because I can't remember what I'd put in there. Yeah, so at the moment these are throwing out resources from iron, steel, iron, copper, and gold. And then these are coming out as the ingots. These are going into here, being created into plates. The plates are then coming out, and a bunch of those come along here. And some of those plates are split. I think it's a 1-to-1 split at the moment. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1. So one goes on, one goes in, and that then comes out with our sets of wire. And that then feeds and loops back onto the belt. And then that then will take some of the loops of wire and one of the rods, and we'll put it into here to make our steel screws and our electronic parts. And our electronic parts are... oh, we've lost another device as well. Oh, bugger these bloody asteroids. Where's the electric point? You're over there, aren't you? I believe you were one of these, weren't you? You one of these, or were you no, you look too small to be that. I think you must have been... Yeah, that must have been... There's no way that's going to fit back in there. Must have been another constructor. No. There we go. So you were taking in some of everything, I think. Oh, that was it. Mostly it was going to be creating our copper wires so that it will create out more of those electronic parts and also creates more of the carbon fibre. So that's what those two are doing in there. Then all of that then comes out, puts in some electronic parts into here to then make some motherboards. All of that then all comes out, goes into our warehouse buffering area. Doesn't really need to be that. Again, conveyor joint has got quite a good inventory, and then that just comes down the tube all the way down to the ground floor and into our main warehouse. So I've kind of tried to centralise storage, just because I found I was kind of running around everywhere after everything. And as you can see, we've got quite a lot of stock of various resources. So I have been grinding away for a little while, and as you can see, we've also as well got a fair amount of research points as well. So I've been throwing stuff in here to create our biology science, space science, and the chemistry science. So you can see up there we've got 1,769 chemistry, 1,139 biology, and 1,500 space science. So we get to go and unlock some more tech. Right then, so we will get around to doing all of this. So we've got navigation, which creates a control panel to remotely control all thrusters and find the optimal flight direction. That's really nice. I'm going to find a place to put that. I would like to get some kind of chair to go with it. You know, if you're going to have a captain's station, you're going to want a captain's chair to go with it. You know, we all get to be James T. Kirk for a little bit. Shield. What does a shield do? Protect the base from meteor rain and comet strikes. Oh, hell yes. That is going right upstairs on the top shelf. So I'm going to get one of them. And we'll work on that. Advanced scanning, surface scanning. Scan terrain to discover resources like quartz, stone, and others. Oh, hell yes. Have that as well. Arithmetic. Using math operations to change the signal. So I'm guessing that's going to be some kind of splitter based off of the amount of items going past, or maybe the amount of stuff that's in a particular area. Alright, we'll grab that. We'll have a play about with that. Space mapping allows you to create a radar used to discover threats nearby, such as black holes. Ooh. You mean I've been running around all this time and I could have got sucked into a black hole? Exciting. Right, let's grab that as well. Oh, bots parking. Parking helps to organise idle bots and freeze them inside. Alright, we'll grab that. I might be able to rescue my bots from the top floor then. What's this? Autopilot. After selecting the desired destination from the map in the control panel menu, the autopilot directly changes the direction of the thrusters to reach the destination. Oh, I like that as well. We'll have one of them. And then what else we got? Communication, signal receiver, and an antenna to send a signal over a distance. What? That sends a signal, that receives a signal. What is it? Who am I going to be talking to? I don't know who or how I would use that at the moment. I haven't met anybody else other than talking to my astronaut, and I can just move over there and go and say hello. Well, he's never replied, so he's a bit of a dumb bugger. Anyway, we'll grab that. We've also got colony origin. What's that? First stone to found a new space colony. Oh. Could I create another one of these items next to it? Don't know. We'll give that a look. Electronics. So that turns some glass and the other item that we'd recently unlocked into electronic panel. So I'm guessing that's kind of like a tablet device of some kind. And a storm harvester to deflect electric storms and solar wind. Oh, I need that for down by my solar panels. Because with all those repair bots all locked themselves up, I've been having to go and manually do them again, which is really annoying. Okay, voxel designer, I'm guessing that's something to do with blueprints. Don't know, it's a bit of a dead end there. But it's 60 and 140. It's not going to kill me, I've got enough of the engineering science not to worry. Energy transmission, an energy receiver and an energy transmitter. Aha, so that's using some of our new items, the little tablets that we just unlocked. Alright, we'll grab that. And then we got valves to control electricity, flow manually or with signals. Interesting. And to control water, flow manually or with signals. Alright, that sounds good. Can have a play with that. And high-tech polymer. That allows us to use wood to create some kind of polymer plate, much like the carbon fibre plates we've been creating. Alright, we've got that. And crikey, we're nearly at the end. Alright, so we can possibly get all the technology unlocked today. Ooh, exciting! What is the Stargate meant to do? Don't know yet. We'll have a look. Okay, nuclear reactor. Device to provide electricity for other machines. I don't really need that when I've got, like, the lower floor is just covered in solar panels, and that's pretty much covering everything I need. But we can look at that. Cable car. Ooh, does that mean when we get to a planetoid we can put a big gantry on both sides of the dock and then run a cable car over to our little planetoid? That would be cool. Advanced robotics. A remote fabricator to construct remote devices. Example, the Stargate. Oh. And we've got our fabricator drones. Constructs devices remotely when it's assigned to the remote fabricator. Okay, we'll get that. And what have we got left? We've got black holes as a function. Does that mean we control them, create them? What? Don't know, we'll have to look at that. Oh, hello, am I missing something? Oh, that's it. I can't do that yet because I don't have the new science. That one, the high-tech science. So we need to get some polymers for that. So I'm going to need to create... so it's going to be of the concrete plates and the... or the stone plates and those new polymers are going to be creating these high-tech points. So I'm going to need 20 in there, and 20 in there, and 30 in there. That should be doable with the wood I've got at the moment. Alright, well we'll give that a look and we'll have a quick play around, see what we can do about getting that. So I'm guessing that is in here. Unlock a recipe. So I need 4 polymers, 4 stone plates. Alright, we'll turn that on. I can get the stone plates in there straight away, because I have 1 or 2 of them. We'll call it 10,000. Split that out, put that out there. And we can dump you into there. And then I need these polymers. Where do I create the polymers? Not in that. How about in our... Ah, here we go. So we need 4 wood to make 1 polymer. Alright. Don't know if I'm going to get enough for all that, but hell, let's give it a go. And they take 20 seconds each. Right, let's wait and start seeing those coming out. Something I'm probably going to do in the next couple of days is just sit down and start mapping out my factory properly. Oh, there we go, first polymer. So we'll, yeah, start mapping out the factory properly and go, right, what do I want to create in each step along the way, and then come up with a way, because I think it's going to have to be that it's going to be daisy chaining factories along the way, kind of like how I started doing up on that second floor, and that we'll have to have like a couple of smelters at the beginning, and then what comes out of the smelter goes into the constructor, or the constructor, to be able to then turn it into its plates, into the manufacturer, and then there'll be the resultant part of that coming out and going back into either a smelter again for what is it that the smelter does? So yeah, so for example, where we've got the iron rods here, where that needs an iron plate and some carbon, that can then be fed back in, and for one, so that'll be pretty much all that smelter will do, is just create these iron rods. And then yeah, we just have to start having certain bits, and then follow on some iron rods going to create some steel screws, some of the copper wire creating electronic parts, and etc, etc, as we go along. So that'll be titanium and normal wire for our metal frames. See if we still have something for an aluminium plate, but I don't know, I can't see where. Oh, is that revealed after travelling to Universe 2? Ooh, so I wonder if that's the end goal here, is once we create this Stargate, that's going to take us to another universe and we unlock a whole new tech tree. That's going to be fun if it is, because then that means that just makes the game a whole lot further. I wonder how many universes we can get to. I wonder if the Stargates are actually separate universes or separate dimensions or quite what. So what else have I got around the area that I might want to look at? So we've got Thomas MB, which is carbon, a little bit of copper, and a ton of uranium. I mean, I've unlocked the nuclear power, but I'm not really that rushing for it. That one is a teeny tiny bit of carbon, some aluminium, and a little tiny bit of uranium. Not really interested in that one. That big bad boy is carbon, aluminium, and uranium. What else have we got? That's just telling me where north, south, east, and west are. Helpful. I haven't really got any other real planetoids in my direct area that I really want to get hold of. So I may just camp here for another little bit of time. Strip mine these. As you can see, we've gone down a fair bit in height as I've just gone along. Literally just chucked a film on and just come along here and just run around the edges, just chipping off the end, and just kind of doing that while I've got a film on or something, or listening to a podcast just for a little bit. It's a bit grindy, but it gets tons of stone, tons of dirt, tons of quartz, and yeah, we can just sit and do that a couple of nights a week and just sort of pick my way through it all. And again, or I can just focus on these sorts of deposits. Did I unlock a scanner? What's the scanner do? No. Whoops. Must get some vehicles up as well. I haven't got any vehicles. Ah, scanner, control and 4. Oh, that's funky. Oh, we've got a little bit of quartz up here. Where? Guess I've already got it. Doesn't tell me where the quartz is in the ground though. Because I've got quartz, unless that's meant to be that it's telling me quartz is here. Are you telling me stone is there? No, you're not telling me about the stone. But yeah, it's nice. Let me go over to here. I can't see much on the surface. What about underground? Ah, there we go. So we've got some stone blocks there. We've got some quartz there. More stone blocks, quartz. That could be really helpful for just, really deepening in on what we've got. What else have we got here? Have we got anything else? You're creeping along. What have you found that you're after? Now you should be after copper. I'm not seeing any. Okay, so that's just looking for quartz and stone then. Alright, okay. Well, it's helpful in some regards. But I can visually see that we've got stone there. That's some quartz there. As you see the discoloration from the normal sand. It's easy to see on these greener areas. What was it? It was X, wasn't it, for my tools? So, hand drill. Oops. So yeah, as you can see, that's mostly going to be quartz. So I can pretty much visually see it and then dig it out that way. And follow that path up there. When it goes back to the normal looking dirt, we know we've pretty much cleared that area out. So it's nice in some regards if there's stuff tucked underground, and obviously we've got a ton of stone here we can go and yoink out as well. But I can obviously do all of that more laborious stuff off camera, because I don't think you want to sit there watching me run around with a drill and just slowly but surely chip away at the those massively large items. I did have a bit of a play around with some of the little decorative items that they have in here. So we've got this hologram info and a hologram big text. So this is a hologram info of, I just put my name on there, and these small ones give you a logo you can choose between power. So I'm guessing these are meant to be something that you'd use to mark out where stuff is on your base. And with this one we have the hologram large text, and yeah, I just chucked channel name on there. And as you can see, that moves around with you as you move around, so it's always easy to see. Unless you're like me, you've been a bit of an idiot and put it down right by where it's always going to clip through something. But that can always be moved later. I just wanted to see what they were like, because I hadn't seen one before. Okay, so we should be having some of our polymers in. So we are going to need to find ourselves something or other else. So we may have to just set ourselves off in the wide blue yonder and see what we can find. So that's going to be Planetoid 1's got an, oh, it's an iron deposit in it. So that's one of our little planetoids, as opposed to one of these massive large asteroids that we've got over here. And nicely enough, these drones will actually come and hit these large deposits up here that are floating. So obviously those drones float, so that's very handy as well. Or they don't float, they hover. I also get the terminology right. And so yeah, so we've got that. So what can I build out of what we've unlocked now? Is there anything new device-wise? Oh, I did get a recycling machine. Yes, I don't think I've shown this off yet. I haven't got any items to recycle. Let me take a look over here. You should all be finished. Oh no, you're still off putting in some carbon. You've got nothing else to do. You've got no copper left, so let's get rid of you. And get rid of that, and the conveyor, and some of the pipe work. Let's quickly get rid of this. Can I? No, okay. I think I have to get the bot parking for that. And yeah, so once you've deleted something, you can come over here to our recycling station. And there we can go, oh, we've got a mine, and it will give us some of the items back for it, and we'll get, it was 12 iron rods, so we're losing a little tiny bit. I'm going to add that, and these, and as you can see, it then dumps them into an output layer, and I've just added a belt in to run it round and add it onto what is coming out of our asteroid catchers. Just because I've got this belt that's taking ice that way, I didn't want to mix it all up. But yeah, so at least that's good, is if we delete a building or something, we have got an ability to get some of the resources back. And it seems to be pretty generous on the resources you're giving us back. So, bot parking. Where do I... Oh, you're bigger than I thought, mate. Right, let me turn you around. Will you go that side? Not quite. You'll go there, though. Alright, let's pop you in there.
Warning. Meteor rain incoming.
Lovely. Thank you. I've bring the service droids in. Here we go, let's have a look. Oh, look at that! There's our meteor rain, here we go. As you can see, that drops in. Hits some lovely points on the ground, and it leaves a lovely square-shaped hole. And then that will work its way over, and as you can see, if you're not careful, it will drop a hole into your system, and will then destroy some of your machinery. Alright, good. Well, that at least is gone now. And at least we haven't killed our astronaut. That's all good. The bot parking's not unlocked my frozen bots that are all stuck upstairs. I'm going to have to play around with getting them down. And we've got our nuclear reactor. So what does a nuclear reactor do? It uses our uranium rods. Interesting. Produces electricity, but doesn't tell me how much electricity it produces. That's a shame. We've got an energy transmitter and energy receiver. Actually, how big are they? Oh, they're actually relatively compact. But what comes out the other end? Oh, that's power at the other end, isn't it? So that is... the uranium rods go in one side and power comes out the other. Useful. So that will create 100 power. Ooh, that's quite nice. I've got to say, I don't need it, but quite like it. The design's very cool. It's very compact. I like that a lot. But we don't need that for the moment. Let me drop you in there and you can be scrapped out. So we've got a water valve and a power valve, but we do also have our electric battery as well to store electricity. And it's an accumulator. Where can I pop you in? You're relatively big, aren't you? Pop you there. No, not quite. You need to be moved over slightly. Damn it! Well, that's where it should be. Where that? There we go. Right, there we go. So it holds up to 100 charge. Oh no, that's 50 megawatt. Total production 667, total consumption 353. So why am I... Oh, well, yeah, so if you want to be charged, I don't know why that's not filling up, is it? There's some fluctuation. I've not missed something down here. No, they're all good. Yeah, so this is my list of nice little supply of solar panels down here. And I did put our bot station over here, but matey boy still seems to be stuck and won't go and charge himself. Not quite sure what's happened with that. I think there's some weird pathing glitch going on. So that's going to be one I'll need to have a look at how to play around with. But at the moment, yeah, I've just really just at the moment just looking to create as much of our resources as we can, so that as and when I decide to go and yank it all apart and start all over again, I'm in a bit of a better place. I may well, because I've got quite a lot of extra power going on, I may well move these solar panels and get rid of these and just use the ones underground, and then move our thrusters towards, say, the back. Or I may just extend this out. I mean, there's nothing to stop me extending this out and give me a bit of extra space to play with, and have the back area here as my captain station. But I haven't quite decided on how that's all going to work at the moment. The minute this is just a bit of a spaghetti everywhere of conveyor belts and transport tubes and all of that, and just a bit of trial and error on how stuff is working. One thing I have noticed with these miners is they are bloody slow. You can see how really speedily they're moving, and you can see it's very much, they go a long way, pick up one resource, and then come back again. And when you've got several thousand resources to pick up, like that one is, that's Venice, yes, Venice Prima or whatever it, Svenis Puna. You can see we've still got 19,000 carbon, 700,000 copper, 12,000 aluminium, and 26,000 uranium. We're going to be here for quite a while waiting for all of these to be done. But again, that's one way you can just leave it running and play about on other parts of your base. Oh, here we go. Our transport bots have come in to have a rest and recuperate. So these are idle, and then they're not locked inside, so that's good. We have a maximum of 20 bots in there. So they should stay there, just out of the way until they are needed. So that's going to be good. I'm going to need to play around with how the hell I get my bots down from upstairs. I know we've gotten our... Oh, that was the other thing. Shield. Oh, blimey, you're big. You're a sizable chappy, aren't you? Now, the important question is, if I put you over here in this corner, look at the size of that sod. Anyway, right, let's pop you there. And we'll do the corresponding point underneath. There we go. You're going to create ourselves a shield. Oh, it needs an engineer. Oh, buggery. Right. So, I'm going to need... a new guy. And it's going to take 50 megawatt. So, shield charge is... electricity to create that, but how big's the shield? See, that's our oxygen tank shield, but I don't know how large a shield that is. Well, that's currently not really helpful because I don't have any engineers yet. I just have a scientist. Alright, well... that's something else to play about with and look at. Anything else I can add in? Storm harvester to deflect electric. Okay, cool. You're a flipping huge beast. Look at that. Crikey. It's like a massive Tesla coil. You need more power as well. Oh, blimey. Oh, that's huge. Bloody huge, mate. Get some electricity coming this way. I do quite like the idea of the kind of powered floor, where all the electricity comes in from cables underneath the floor. Because what I'd like to do would be then to have add in some kind of false floor on top of it. So, like for example, if I were to put in another floor, we go with our old, go just standard floor tile. So that's there. Don't think this gives us any other points along that pillar, but these, I think. I'll have to play around with that because there were some of the pillars that allowed you to build floors at different heights, and so I was thinking is then have another floor just under here. Maybe you have to add another pillar on top, or a small pillar on top, and then have that cover, cover the electrical cable. Because I'd like to almost like box it in conduits, or make it look like a conduit. Do a little bit of creative clipping work if it'll allow it to clip through. Otherwise, yeah, we can leave it running. It doesn't look that bad. I mean, if you come under, oopsie. Under there, that looks quite funky in itself, just with the electrical points. But if we look up at the next level up, see, it looks relatively elegant, where you've got all the cable running underneath. Again, this is all very, very much work in progress. I've just been kind of, as I said, just throwing stuff together while I play around and have a look at what new stuff is there and how stuff interacts. We've got a kitchen as well we can create, but that produces food for the colonists. And our little kitchen, if I pop one in, there we go. So it needs, as you can see here, it needs water in one side, power in there, and it's got an input, and it looks like somewhere for someone to stand. So this uses a cook as an engineer, and that needs grain to come in, and then bread comes out the other side. So we've also got roasted meat, tomato soup, and an omelette. So it's the tomato soup saying it needs water, so I don't know if this will work without any water, if I'm not making the tomato soup, or whether it will just take the bread as is with just the flour and produce the bread that way. But I've not trained a cook yet, so we'll look at getting that done as well. I won't keep that there for now. I'm gonna move it around because I've not got anything growing yet, and I haven't found any other way of doing it. That is just too stupidly huge. But hopefully, if that will help me not get all of my solar panels covered in dust, then that'll be well worth it. But I may have to find a better place for that. At least it doesn't need an astronaut at the moment. So I might as well, whilst I'm here, go and buy myself another astronaut. Oh, I can't at the minute because my docking station is in use. Oh, damn it! All right, well I'll go and start strip mining that off camera and get as much dirt and stuff out of it as I can. So we've got all of those. Where's my captain's chair? Oh, there it is. Under there. So that'll be 8. How big are you? Oh, not too bad actually. Well, it does look quite. Drop you there for a minute. Let's have a look at you. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Sulu, be proud. That's cool. Oh, and that way I can do. Oh, I like that. Trindle. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a go with the autopilot. Oh, the autopilot's already active. Oh. Are we moving then? Oh, look at us go. That's all of our thrusters on full chaff that are needing it anyway. So that one's pushing us down, that one's pushing us down, and away we go. So where is our matey that we're looking at? See, it's pretty much strong enough to drag massive planetoid or the massive rock parts that we have attached to us. So I'm guessing this is where we're going to our matey boy. What are we coming up on? Oh! Bit flip, I need that. Right, where's my control panel? Control panel! Stop! Stop! It's not ready! Where's bit flip? I want bit flip. There we go. Right, let's go find bit flip. Oh, right. Go on, go. Go find me bit flip. There it is, somewhere over there. So we're dragging around 3 great hulking chunks of rock, and we are now on autopilot. So hopefully the autopilot will cut out when we get there. And as you can see, our plasma thrusters are shifting us around relatively well. I think that was even saying it was a couple of light years away, wasn't it? Okay, it's carbon, copper, and uranium. Is that one? Bit flips. Oh, carbon, iron, copper, gold, and uranium. But it's got 7 wheat, and that's what I need for my next adventure with the farm. And oh, that's annoying that they're still there. Look at that. That's dodgy. Gotta hope they'd stay in place, but obviously not. And yeah, so we'll go and find our mate bit flip over there, and then we'll convene for the next episode when we go and start getting some wheat in. So I think we will leave the video there for now. If you've got any comments, please do throw them in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and a like, because that way it'll let the algorithm know that people are enjoying it. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It does help the channel. We are growing slowly but surely, but any extra growth we can get would be much appreciated. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. You take care now. Alright, bye bye.